loads of Baggies fans, football fans, and sports fans to another round of EFL predictions. Last week was some fantastic games with Coventry obviously absolutely humiliating QPR, some awful refereeing decisions in the obviously West Brom Portsmouth game, and some surprise results too. This week obviously is no different. I'm going to be predicting my fixture predictions, who's going to win each game, what the score is going to be. I want to know your predictions in the comment section down below. Obviously, like this video. We're on our way to 40 likes on this video, please, and subscribe as well. We are well on our way to 600 subscribers now, and that big 1K target is the goal. So let's get into it. And Friday night sees the return of the Midlands derby of Leicester City versus Birmingham City. Leicester last week beat Charlton 1-0 away. A very, very good result for them. Having seen how well Charlton have been doing, whereas Birmingham beat Oxford City 1-0 at home. Oxford, I feel like potentially might be becoming the whipping boys of the league. And Birmingham obviously were just way too strong for them. Birmingham obviously returning to the Championship after an absolutely fantastic season last season in League One with 111 points. And they've shown this season that they aren't going to be just a team to be pushed over in mid-table. With the likes of the signings that they've made and obviously the start drawing with Ipswich and obviously beating Oxford last week as well. Absolutely fantastic for them. Leicester, on the other hand, have looked a little bit nervy in their opening games. They got past the Sheffield Wednesday team, who were down to 10 men and obviously lost Bannon, who were in massive financial troubles themselves. Then lost the week after that to Preston, and obviously this week they beat Charlton 1-0. So, bit of a rocky start for Leicester. A couple of Leicester fans that I've been speaking to have said that they're a bit unsure about the team and what they're missing. But it's going to be a tough game, I think, for both teams. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw in this game. I can't see a winner. I think both teams will be, trying to do it, trying to push themselves on, but I just can't see anybody cancelling each other out. Blues fans, Leicester fans, let me know in the comment section down below who you think is going to win, your goal scorers, your players of the seasons, maybe. Next up on Saturday, we've got 3 early kickoffs. Middlesbrough, Sheffield United. Now, if I'd have said to you, Middlesbrough were top of the table, well, second in the table unbeaten, and Sheffield United were bottom of the table, having not picked a single point up, you'd have probably said, no, that ain't right. And that is the case. Middlesbrough beat Norwich 2-1 away last week, and Sheffield United lost at home 1-0 to Millwall. That's just it. To see Sheffield United that far down the table having not picked up a point is ridiculous. Who would have? I don't think anybody would have predicted Sheffield United to not pick a point up at the start of the season against the teams they've played. It's just mind blowing, and obviously Middlesbrough to be doing as well as they have been doing as well. After last season they were a bit hit and miss, but to coming into this season they look very, very good. Obviously minus the Carabao Cup, but I think we can all just write Carabao Cup games off because nobody knows who's going to win those ones. But they do look a very, very good side, and I'm going to go Middlesbrough again to win this one. I just think they're going to be too strong, and I don't think Sheffield United have kind of found where they want to be playing and the style of football they want to be playing yet. So for me, I'm going to go Middlesbrough 2, Sheffield United 0 in this one. I just can't see him getting past that Middlesbrough defence. And obviously the likes of Hayden Hackney and other players in the middle of the park, they look very, very good. So yeah, Middlesbrough to win that one for me. Next up, we got QPR Charlton. Last week, QPR were hammered 7-1 at Coventry, and Charlton lost 1-0 at home to Leicester. You got to feel for the QPR fans. They do love a good hammering on an away day. Obviously, we were on the end of one of them a few years ago when we beat them at the Hawthorns. And obviously now they've gone to Coventry and lost 7-1 as well. Whereas Charlton lost 1-0 at home to Leicester, as I mentioned, which I don't think is a too bad result for Charlton. I think Leicester, one of those teams, if they do turn up, they could win the game. This one, it's a difficult one. I think QPR. I think the 7-1 last week was just out of the ordinary. It doesn't seem like very much like a QPR performance. And Charlton, on the other hand, are a very, very good side. I do see Charlton picking this one up, and I'm going to go a 2-0 win for Charlton. I do think QPR are going to want to try and bounce back and show, that they're not just going to be this team to turn over like that. But I just think the way Charlton play and, the way that they kind of defend well and then catch teams, I think that Charlton are going to pick up the 3 points in this game with a 2-0 victory. Next up, we've got Stoke versus West Brom. Obviously, I'm not going to go too much into this game because I do it on my Friday previews. Stoke have been absolutely fantastic. Completely changed under Mark Robinson there last year. And I think they've possibly got one of the best keepers in the league as well. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think that's what I'm picking for this game. Obviously, I'll do my full breakdown on Friday, so stay tuned for that one. Next up, we got Blackburn versus Norwich. Blackburn won 3-0 at Hull, whereas Norwich obviously lost 2-1 to Middlesbrough. both Blackburn and Norwich sit level on 3 points after 3 games. So I do think it's going to be a good clash between these two teams. I still think that Blackburn under Ishmael will struggle this year. Obviously, the 3-0 win at Hull just showed that they have got a bit of class. But I do think under Ishmael they will struggle. And I fancy Norwich to pick the results up here. I'm going to go Norwich 3, Blackburn 1 in this one. I think Josh Sargent is a fantastic striker. And I do believe he will be firing the Canaries further up the league. So I'm going to go, yeah, Norwich 3, Blackburn 0 in this game. And no, Blackburn score. Yeah, 3-1. That's my final choice on that one. Bristol City versus Hull. Bristol City drew 1-1 at Derby on Friday night, and obviously Hull lost 3-0 at home to Blackburn. Bristol City are actually unbeaten, obviously win 1, 2 draws. A strong foundation if they can keep that up. And I do believe they'll be able to keep this up as well this week against Hull City. I'm going to go Bristol City 2, Hull 0. I do think Hull are going to be trying to be very more defensively compact at Bristol City. But I do think Bristol City have got the quality, like Scott Twine, to just unpick the doors and get the goals in. So yeah, that's my result for that one. Next up, Ipswich versus Derby. Ipswich surprisingly lost 1-0 at home to lost 1-0 at Preston, whereas Derby drew 1-1 with Bristol City. Ipswich start to this league has been very tepid. Obviously they've played for, 3 good, very, very good teams. Preston, nobody knew would be that good this season. And they grabbed just 2 points from 3, but still hold the potential to kick on. And I think that they have got some very, very good players in there. Obviously, Derby picking up a result against Bristol City as well is nothing to be sniffed at. I think going to Ipswich Town is going to be a different story for them, though. And I do think Ipswich will get the first result and the first 3 points of their season this week. I'm going to go Ipswich 2, Derby 1 in this game. I just think Ipswich will be too much for them going forward. Have got some defensive fragilities, Ipswich. But I just think in this game, I do believe Ipswich are going to pick up the 3 points. Next up, we got Millwall versus Wrexham. Obviously, Millwall beating Sheffield United 1-0, and Wrexham drew 2-2 at Sheffield Wednesday. At Sheffield Wednesday, I think they drew at the racecourse. I think they were home, I believe. They gave Wrexham obviously their first points in the Championship in 43 years. A moment, obviously, that they've all been waiting for. And obviously, losing to us a week before, they were really up for that game. And obviously, going 2-0 up in this game, I think that they were on for the 3 points. And then obviously to concede 2 very probably, I'm going to say silly goals. I think, Wrexham should be keeping teams at Sheffield Wednesday to bay if they want to be staying up in this league. Because I think Sheffield Wednesday, obviously now they've lost their keeper and they've had to bring in another keeper. I don't think that Sheffield Wednesday are staying up, and Wrexham need to be putting teams like that to the bed and to sword. Millwall, on the other hand, have had a fantastic start to the season, and I do think Millwall will be too strong for Wrexham. At home, obviously, as well, that's where they're going to be wanting to pick up the points. So I'm going to go Millwall 2, Wrexham 0 in this game. I think Millwall are set up to deal with the style of football that Wrexham play, which is pumping up to the long man up front. And I do think Millwall are set up for that game, so I think it'll be quite an easy one for them. So I'm going to go Millwall 2, Wrexham 0 in this one. Oxford Coventry. Oxford lost 1-0 to Birmingham, whereas obviously QPR thrashed. Coventry thrashed QPR 7-1. And Coventry's blistering start, it's just wow. Nobody, obviously, they did very well under Frank Lampard, but I didn't just see him putting the amount of goals that they've put between teams the last couple of weeks. It's been absolutely brutal. And the fact they've managed to keep hold of Rodoni as well is just beyond me. I would have assumed after the season he had last season, he'd be going to a Prem team. So the fact that I've been able to keep that and build on it as well is fantastic. Obviously, good news for them as well about the ground, which is fantastic. We love to see teams like that, being able to show their good stuff and get hold of their grounds. After all that's been going wrong for Coventry, looking over the history of them past couple of years, having to ground share with Blues, Northampton, teams like that. It's not what you want to see for a team, especially somebody as prestigious as Coventry as well. But I do think this week Coventry again will be too strong for Oxford. Oxford, I think will very struggle this year. Obviously, they've got a fantastic manager in Gary Rowett, but I do think they're going to struggle this year, and I have them going down in my predictions. So I'm going to say Coventry 4, Oxford 0 in this game. I can't see them scoring against Coventry, and again, I just think Coventry will be too blistering and just put them to the sword like teams should be doing. And I do think Coventry are going to come out on top in this game as well. Next up, we've got Portsmouth versus Preston North End. Obviously, last week Portsmouth drew 1-1 with us after some dodgy decisions that we won't go into, and Preston beat Ipswich 1-0. Portsmouth do look an absolutely fantastic team. I'm not going to deny that. They're very resilient, very hard, and very tough to break down. And they've got some fantastic wingers and obviously a good target man to put the ball into. Preston, on the other hand, have been, well, out of the blocks. They've been admirable to start with. They've been absolutely fantastic. They sit on 7 points from three, looking a very hard team to break down. And, it looks like they're all working for each other. And I think they're going to get something here as well. I fancy Preston to win the game 1-0. I think that they're going to be very difficult to break down for Portsmouth. And I think Preston will catch it and win the game 1-0, probably very late on as well. So, yeah, I'm fancying Preston North End to win this one 1-0. Next up, you got Sheffield Wednesday versus Swansea. Obviously, Sheffield Wednesday coming back to draw 2-2, and Swansea drew 1-1 with Watford. Swansea are looking to be a very solid team this year. They've only had one defeat and they've picked up 4 points. They beat Sheffield United, and I think again they're going to beat Sheffield Wednesday. I do think that Sheffield Wednesday just, without Barry Bannon, they look like they struggle. And obviously he's back for this game, and it's going to be very good for him. He was back last week, but I just think if you take that player out of Sheffield Wednesday, they just struggle so much. And I think that Swansea are going to know this. And I think Swansea are almost going to just stick a man on him and almost follow him around all game. I think if you can take that player out of Sheffield Wednesday, they struggle. And for me, I'm going to go Swansea 2-1 winners in this game. They do look a very good team. And they're starting to build a little bit of form and looking a very dangerous team as well, which is good. And then finally, we've got Watford versus Southampton. Obviously, Watford drew 1-1 with Swansea, and Southampton lost at home 2-1 to Stoke. Watford currently hold 4 points from 3, matching Southampton. But it will be a very, very tough game for Watford. And I do think Southampton will be coming out of this with 3 points. Southampton, I'm going to say 2-1 winners in this game. I think they've got a good manager, and I think they've got the right players. And I think that once they start gelling, and they've now got, is it something like 50 million in their back pocket after selling one of their players. So I think the last couple of days, this transfer window is going to be crucial for Southampton, and I think they're going to bring in some quality and be up there towards the end of the season. So yeah, I'm going to have Southampton 2, Watford 1. As I said, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Who you think is going to win each game, goal scorers, your players you're looking forward to seeing, anything. I love reading through all your comments. So let me know in the comments down below, and I'll catch you all in the next episode. Bye bye, guys.